We have good news! How's it going, guys? I actually have some positive news to talk about with NASCAR now. Haven't been able to say that for a pretty long time, but there is some positive news, as you can tell by the title of the video and by my enjoyment of jumping onto my bed. Basically, we are going to have a extension with Monster Energy. They are going to be the series sponsor for one more year until 2019. That doesn't sound like a lot, but the deal was set to expire at the end of this year. They've extended for one more year. That is good news. You always want a series sponsor. Now, here's the catch. Let's get into a little bit more of the details. So you might be asking yourself, why is it only 1 year? Well, NASCAR, their CEO, Brian France, their COO, they're actually newly promoted COO, Steve Phelps, and President Brent Dwyer, and Steve O'Donnell, all these guys, they're looking at changes after 2019. Bob Pockrass, really good reporter, NASCAR reporter, he came out with a tweet here where Steve Phelps did say it was highly unlikely that the Monster Energy Series would be the sponsor for 2019, and that NASCAR is looking at building its top sponsorship packages with the sanctioning body to include the tracks and television partners. So what does this mean? Let's look at another tweet from Bob Pockrass where he says NASCAR says 1 year deal with Monster Energy is partly because it is looking at trying to build again a bundle of sponsorship with NASCAR, the tracks, and the TV partners that maybe won't include actual series naming rights very early in the process. The best way to explain it is if you look at over in Europe and you look at the Premier League. The Premier League, it used to be called the Barclays Premier League. It had basically a series sponsor, a league sponsor. Now, think about the NBA, think about the NFL, think about MLB. They don't have basically series sponsors. It's not called the Miller Lite National Football League. It's just called the National Football League. And now the Premier League over in Europe for soccer is now only called the Premier League. Some call it still some people call it the BPL because it's a habit, but most people call it the EPL, which is English Premier League, or just Prem. That's basically what it is. So you might be wondering, okay, what does this have to do with NASCAR? NASCAR's had Winston back in 1972 all the way up to 2003. And then Nextel and Sprint came over. They did it for the next, I would say, 14-15 years. And then Monster Energy came by. Now, what Bob Pockrass is saying and what NASCAR's CEO, well, Brian France hasn't said anything, but NASCAR's newly promoted COO, Steve Phelps, and so it looks like what the guys are looking at is basically the best way is, I'm going to have to compare it to European soccer. So the tracks and NASCAR as a sanctioning body, basically think about it as like a Prem series. So the Cup Series is the equivalent to the Premier League over in Europe, and in soccer you have other divisions. So in soccer in the Premier League you also have the Championship, which is the division below. So think of that as the Xfinity Series. Now what NASCAR might be looking at is not having a series sponsor, but instead working with the tracks and the sanctioning body and the TV rights, because that money through the TV rights is stupidly high, to be able to condone a series that doesn't have a sponsor title. Now, when was the last time NASCAR didn't have a series sponsor? It was back in the early 1970s, before Winston ever came about. It was just called NASCAR. It was like Grand National. So it could be where the name Cup, actually, like the Cup Series, might actually go away after 2019, and it could, the word that's being thrown around in rumors, don't take any, actual truth in this, but as a rumor, the word going around is that it could be called the Premier Series, which I'm okay with because I call the Premier League in soccer the Prem anyways. So it's not a big deal. Just for example, like Formula 1 doesn't have a series sponsor. It's just called Formula 1, F1. So it can be done. I don't know the whole financial outbreak of that and what it has to do if NASCAR lose money or not. That's what they're going for. Obviously, you want as much money as you can possibly get to revenue, so let's see what all happens. But that's basically the good news, is that Monster will stick around for one more year, but after 2019, it's probably unlikely that they will be around. It's nice to have them around the sport, so it's not bad that they're signing back on. And it does give NASCAR time and the fan base time to see what's going on, what we're going to do after 2019. Again, personally, my opinion, I don't have a problem calling it the Premier Series, NASCAR Premier Series, or NASCAR Cup Series without a sponsor. I don't mind it, and they kind of work their way around it with tracks, and I don't know the exact details, but I wouldn't mind it. And plus, we get to keep the Monster Energy girls for one more year as well. I mean, it's nothing is wrong with that. We just gotta accept it and be very happy that we are blessed with the Monster Energy girls to be with our sport. Now, let's move on to the second thing that I want to talk about. Not so good news. It's not completely confirmed yet. It's not confirmed by NASCAR. It's not confirmed by anyone other than a couple of rumors going around. I put out a tweet about a couple weeks ago saying that I heard something about the All-Star race, the package they were going to run. I was not a fan whatsoever, and I basically said I wouldn't watch the All-Star race. And then a couple people talked to me and was like, I gave a couple people the info, and actually I got the info from someone I know, just from someone that knows someone else. It's all rumors that spread around. But basically, the news is that at Charlotte, at the All-Star race, it's going to be a plate race. Yeah, you heard that right. 400 horsepower, restrictor plates, just like Daytona and Talladega, a larger spoiler. I think maybe it's like a 6-inch spoiler. So just think about that. It's just a rumor, right, though? So that's why I didn't give the details about it. I just tweeted I was kind of nervous about what I was hearing. Didn't want to spread false information. And then a podcast came out. TJ Majors and Brett Griffin, two awesome NASCAR spotters, go on their weekly podcast. And in the middle of the podcast, I didn't listen to the entire thing, but in the middle of the podcast, if you guys go ahead and want to listen, they talk about the rumors of a different package for the All-Star race, and they basically confirmed that they're going to have plates and that there's going to be spoilers on the back, and I don't know. I've learned to accept this in a way where I'm just going to have fun with it, and I think you guys should too. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be a package we look at for the future. We're not going to be running plates at every mile-and-a-half track. It's not going to happen. We're not that dumb. But to make the All-Star race exciting, entertainment-wise, I mean, if we're not really caring about the quality of racing, just entertainment-based, put plates on the thing, make it a pack, and just have fun with it. Gonna be a little bit like the Xfinity race at Indianapolis, except I think the plates are going to really bog down the horsepower, so it really should be a lot more pack based racing around Charlotte. So I like I said, the All-Star race doesn't matter. It's been absolutely atrocious the last couple of years because the cars are atrocious. And you know what? It could be fun. It's a meme race. That's how I'm taking it. It's going to be a meme race. I'm going to enjoy it. Hopefully you guys too do as well. I'm going to laugh at it. It's going to be a hilarious race. I don't think the drivers are going to have a lot of fun with it because basically it takes out all the skill. You just maybe got to blurp the throttle here and there, and I don't know, just hold the thing wide open as much as you can and hope you don't wreck and go 4 wide in turn 1. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope they all go 4 wide in turn 1 on the last lap and they all wreck, because it would just be funny. I mean, we're going to do pack racing at Charlotte. Like, you just got to laugh at it at this point. Really all you can do. Those are the 2 things I wanted to talk about. You guys comment down below. Let me know what you think as well. It was good. We have positive news. You know, I'm kind of happy to talk about positivity within the sport. And then, you know, the All-Star race kind of brought that back down, but we're going to be positive about it, and we're just going to think of it as being really funny and just laughing about it. And it's not completely confirmed yet, although TJ Majors and Brett Griffin basically confirmed it. But it's not confirmed by NASCAR, so we'll wait and see if they really will go through with it. You know what? I give it the green light. Go ahead. If you guys accept it as well, it's going to be funny. It's better than what we have now, hopefully. You know, it's probably going to be worse, but worse in a really funny way. It's kind of like when you watch a really bad movie and then you kind of want to watch it again because it's so bad that it becomes actually good. It becomes enjoyable to watch. It's basically what we're going to have with the All-Star race. Comment down below if you're new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And I will see you guys later. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And peace out.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, my love, she keeps me warm.